Ever wondered why a woman who seems completely untouchable suddenly melts in front of a certain man? She acts like she has it all figured out, confident, independent, totally unfazed by male attention. But beneath that polished surface, there are hidden triggers, deep, psychological vulnerabilities that can completely disarm even the strongest woman if you know how to activate them. These aren't your typical mainstream dating tips. Forget cheesy pickup lines or showing off your bank account. This is about psychology, the primal instincts that bypass logic and speak directly to a woman's subconscious. And here's the secret. Most men have no idea these weaknesses even exist. But once you do, she won't just be attracted to you, she'll crave you. 1. The power of a man's touch. A woman can block out your words. She can ignore your confidence, your charm, but your touch? That's an entirely different story. Attraction isn't just something that happens in the mind, it's wired deep in the body. Even the most independent woman, the one who swears she's in control, begins to unravel the moment a man understands the art of touch. And it is an art. According to a study in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships, physical touch boosts oxytocin, the hormone that builds trust, comfort, and yes, desire. That's why she might be undecided about you, until you gently guide her through a door with a light hand on her lower back. Suddenly, something shifts. It's subtle, primal, and powerful. Here's the thing. It's not about touching constantly. It's about doing it with purpose, slow, intentional, and with confidence. A light brush on her wrist, a casual graze of her knee during a laugh, a playful touch to her shoulder. These little moments bypass her logical mind and create an emotional spark she can't ignore. The key? Tension. Tease her senses. Let her anticipate the next move. Think about the stereotypical bad boy. He doesn't just sit across the table. He leans in. He touches her hand while making a point. He tucks a strand of hair behind her ear as if it's the most natural thing in the world. And just like that, she's no longer just listening to him, she's feeling him. She may say she's not interested, but her body will tell a different story. The forbidden effect? Let's be honest, people want what they can't have. And for women, this is especially true. The guy who gives her everything from the start, he's easy to ignore. But the man who keeps her guessing, who feels slightly out of reach, that's the one she obsesses over. Why does she suddenly want him more after seeing another woman laugh at his jokes? Why does a little mystery make her heart race? It's simple. Scarcity creates value. Psychologist Robert Cialdini calls this the scarcity principle, and it's one of the most powerful forces in human attraction. So now you see, being slightly out of reach doesn't push her away, it pulls her in. Let's dive even deeper into the emotional patterns that make attraction irresistible. 2. The scarcity principle. Have you ever noticed how people seem to want something more the moment it becomes unavailable? That scarcity in action and in the world of attraction, this principle is absolutely magnetic. When a man is always around, always texting back immediately, always making himself available, she starts to take him for granted. His presence feels constant, predictable, and eventually forgettable. But if he's a bit mysterious, if his attention is something she has to earn, she starts to crave it. Why? Because scarcity creates value. When she senses that he might slip away, she doesn't relax, she holds on tighter. A man who's always chasing her sends a silent message. He has nothing better to do. But a man who's busy, driven, and clearly living a full, interesting life, that's a man she admires. That's a man she wants to be around. And here's the kicker. When a man is selective, when he treats her like she's just one option among many, instead of placing her on a pedestal, she feels the need to prove she is different, that she's worth chasing. She puts in more effort. She leans in. Sometimes, the most powerful move a man can make is walking away. The moment he shows he's not afraid to leave, her perception of his value shoots up. It's not arrogance. It's confidence, and that's what makes the scarcity principle so potent. 3. Why drama keeps her hooked. Most men think women just want peace, security, and consistency in a relationship. And yes, that's true in the long term. But in the beginning, in the heat of the moment, there's something else that draws her in like a magnet: emotional contrast. When a woman feels too comfortable too soon, boredom begins to creep in. And once boredom settles, the emotional connection starts to fade. That's why some of the most compelling men are the ones who create moments of emotional tension, the kind that keeps her guessing, keeps her alert, keeps her thinking about him. According to psychologists, dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemical, spikes when emotions rise and fall, not when they stay flat. That's why uncertainty, unpredictability, and even mild emotional drama can become addictive. She may not admit it, but that roller coaster keeps her emotionally invested. If a man is too steady, too easy to read, she may start pulling away without even knowing why. But the man who keeps her on her toes, who makes her laugh one moment and challenges her the next, that's the man she can't stop thinking about. Look at the relationships that hold her attention the longest. The guy who disappears for a day and comes back like nothing happened. The one who's playful, yet intense. The one whose thoughts she can't quite predict. These men aren't playing games. They simply understand the value of emotional rhythm. As seduction expert Robert Greene once said, absence and presence must be carefully balanced. Too much presence and you become dull. Too much absence and you disappear. But the right balance, that creates obsession. Because here's the truth. A woman's heart doesn't respond to logic. It responds to feeling. And if you can keep her emotionally stimulated with contrast, unpredictability, and depth, she won't just like you, she'll be hooked. 4. How a man's tone controls her mind. Her ears may not seem as sensitive as her skin, but make no mistake, the way a man speaks can affect a woman on a deeply subconscious level. The tone of his voice, the rhythm of his words, the pause before delivering a sentence, all of it seeps in quietly, working beneath the surface. A slow, deep, confident voice doesn't just sound good, it commands attention. It communicates certainty, calm, and quiet dominance, and women instinctively respond to it. This isn't just guesswork. A study from the University of Aberdeen confirmed it. Women are naturally more attracted to men with lower-pitched voices. Why? Because they associate those voices with confidence and strength. So the next time you speak to her, don't just focus on what you say, think about how you say it. Because the right tone doesn't just get her attention, it keeps you echoing in her mind long after the words have stopped. So now you understand a man's voice isn't just sound, it's influence. And when used right, it makes her feel drawn in, even before she knows why. 5. The hidden effect of jealousy. Here's something most men completely overlook. A woman's desire doesn't operate in a vacuum. It's not just about how attractive you are, it's about how many others see your value too. This is the psychology of competition. A woman may already like you, but the moment she sees other women paying attention to you, something shifts. Her desire intensifies. Suddenly, you're no longer just a man she's considering. You're a prize she doesn't want to lose. Why is that? Because women are wired to seek high-value men, and high-value men are always in demand. That's why celebrities, athletes, and powerful men rarely struggle in love. It's not only their status, it's the undeniable social proof that comes from being wanted by many. Now here's the mistake most guys make. They think devoting themselves fully to one woman from the start shows loyalty. But in her subconscious mind, this can read as, he doesn't have any other options, and no options often equals low value. On the other hand, a man who is admired by other women, even subtly, that's the man she can't get off her mind. It's not about playing games or being dishonest. It's about understanding how female psychology works. If she senses she's the only one interested, she feels in control. But if she suspects she might have competition, that's when she starts chasing you. Women don't just want a great man, they want a man other women want too. So if you carry yourself with quiet confidence, let others show their interest naturally, and never act desperate, she'll feel that pull without you having to say a word. 6. The sweet spot of tension. Most men rush. They get overly excited, reveal their feelings too soon, push for commitment before the attraction has even had time to grow, and in doing so, they kill the very thing that could have made her fall for them: mystery. Think about it. What makes a great movie unforgettable? Is it the final kiss? Or is it the build-up to it? The lingering glances? The slow burning tension? The waiting that keeps your heart racing? That's exactly what women crave in attraction. They need time to wonder, to question, to doubt. When a man removes all uncertainty by being too available, too forward, too eager, she doesn't feel secure. She feels bored. This is why men who know how to flirt, to tease, and to hold back just enough, those are the men women can't stop thinking about. They spark a chase. They make her feel like she's earning his attention, not just receiving it on demand. A man who knows how to build that kind of tension, whether through conversation, touch, or silence, creates anticipation. And anticipation is where attraction truly lives. When a man doesn't rush and knows how to build sweet tension, he taps into something deep within a woman's psychology, the craving for something she can't fully have. And that feeling of almost but not quite is what keeps her coming back. 7. The fantasy effect when imagination fuels attraction. A man's appeal isn't just about his looks. What truly makes a woman fall is the story he creates in her mind. Women don't just fall for the man they see, they fall for how he makes them feel, even when he's not around. Ever wonder why women go crazy for men they've never even met? It's because those men stir up fantasy. They stay mysterious just enough to let her imagination fill in the blanks. And this isn't just about celebrities. An ordinary man can trigger the same effect if he understands one simple rule: don't give her everything too soon. Most men do the opposite. They over-explain, answer everything too directly, and lay out every thought they have. They think honesty will build connection. But the truth is, women are drawn to what they don't fully understand. If a man holds back a bit, keeps a little mystery and playful unpredictability, she starts thinking about him. A man who makes her mind wander becomes the one she can't forget. And here's the twist: it's not in what he says, it's in what he chooses not to say. 8. The authority effect when a man leads with confidence. Women may say they want equality in a relationship, but deep down, their biology craves a leader, not a dictator, not a control freak, but someone who makes decisions with calm certainty. Female attraction isn't just emotional, it's primal. And nothing activates that primal instinct faster than a man who knows how to take the lead. That's why women often fantasize about dominant men. That's why they test men with little challenges just to see if he'll crumble. And the moment a man starts seeking her approval, her attraction fades. A strong man doesn't ask, "What do you want to do?" every 5 minutes. He says, "Here's the plan." He's firm, decisive, and acts without hesitation. And women respond to that instinctively. On the other hand, men who hesitate, who constantly need validation, who let women make every decision, they might seem nice, but they don't spark deep attraction. The second a woman senses uncertainty, she starts pulling away. But the man who leads with confidence, she trusts him, she respects him, and ultimately she wants him. 9. The emotional drug when feelings become the hook. A woman might say she wants a calm, stable, drama-free relationship. But the truth is, if a man doesn't make her feel something intense, she won't stick around. Women don't fall in love logically. They fall because they feel. And it's the emotional roller coaster, excitement, jealousy, surprise, uncertainty that becomes addictive. Just like people get hooked on thrill rides or gambling, Women get hooked on the emotional high a man brings. The guy who's predictable and always steady, she may appreciate him, but she won't feel pulled to him. But the man who teases her 1 minute and pulls away the next, the one who surprises her, challenges her, keeps her guessing that's the man she can't resist. A woman's heart follows where her emotions lead, and the man who knows how to keep her emotionally engaged, he'll always have her attention. 10. The submissive trigger when she feels safe to surrender. Despite modern independence, most women still crave a man who makes them feel protected. They don't just want to be with a man, they want to feel like they belong to a man. This isn't about control or being possessive. It's about a deep psychological need to feel safe and feminine in the presence of masculine strength. And women can only fully embrace that side of themselves when they're with a man who's strong enough to handle it. When a man radiates power through his body language, his voice, his mindset, a woman feels safe letting go, and in that surrender, she finds her deepest attraction. A weak man can't trigger this. If he's nervous, unsure, overly apologetic, she can't fall into her feminine nature. But the man who knows his worth, sets firm boundaries, and leads with quiet strength, she melts. And the best part, she won't even understand why. She'll just feel it. Now that you know what most men never do, it's up to you to use this knowledge. Be the man who stands out, the man who gets in her head. If you want more insights like this, don't forget to subscribe to Stoic Edge. Stay sharp, stay aware, and always stay ahead.